It is Thursday, June 4th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Vector Kane, and I'm currently testing a haptic feedback headband that pulses whenever my velocity drops below a certain threshold.
This is Leonard Cooper.
I'm Alyssa Montgomery.
And I'm Roxy Stone. We have a great show for you today.
Yesterday, we were parsing through that Trump administration executive order on AI vetting and Microsoft's big Scout agent reveal, which felt pretty heavy. But the momentum is it's accelerating today. We are diving into Anthropic's secret IPO filing, the pharmaceutical breakthrough of GPT-Rosalind, and our main event, the Agentic Pivot in the enterprise that is currently pushing IT teams to the absolute brink.
Let's jump straight into the Shark Tank. Anthropic has officially filed its confidential S-1 for an IPO, and the valuation is, well, it's a monster. We are looking at $965 billion.
A hair's breadth from $1 trillion.
Exactly. And they're sitting on a $47 billion revenue run rate, fueled almost entirely by Claude Code, which hit $2.5 billion in just 6 months. Right? It's a vertical line. And they're expanding Project Glasswing, which turns Claude into a high-end penetration tester to 150 organizations, including the government.
Technically, that is the ultimate vaccine for your servers, right? I mean, if an agent can find a 0-day vulnerability in 3 seconds,
or it just learns how to pick the lock and forgets to tell you. Anthropic's own CEO, Dario Amodei, is calling this the adolescence of technology, which sounds like he's handing a loaded gun to a teenager and hoping they only use it for target practice.
If I may, it's why OpenAI is flooding the zone with policy papers right now. They released 3 major blueprints in 48 hours, including the Casey blueprint, pushing for civilian-led federal framework. It's a direct move against the White House putting the NSA in charge of vetting these models.
Wait, the spies want the keys to the AI labs?
Precisely. They're framing it as a national security necessity, but OpenAI is calling for a new deal for AI that keeps oversight in the hands of civilian scientists.
Here's the deal. While the feds are fighting over the leash, Microsoft and OpenAI are officially decoupling. I'm calling it a divorce.
it's a strategic diversification of the logic layer, Leonard. Literally every system thinker does it.
Right. Well, Satya Nadella just stood up at Build and unveiled MAI Thinking 1, Microsoft's first high-reasoning model built entirely in-house using their own proprietary data. They aren't using OpenAI's distillation anymore. Microsoft AI chief Mustafa Suleyman confirmed they've renegotiated. They are training from scratch now. They are taking the car keys back.
Actually, the MA1 benchmarks are matching Claude 4.6, which is a huge technical milestone. It means Microsoft has reached parity with the frontier labs without needing external research.
Which is why OpenAI is racing to the IPO. They need to own their own compute and their own cache because their biggest partner just became their biggest rival.
But look at Sarvam AI in India. They reached 45 million people in 10 days with voice AI. Technically, they're owning the interface while the giants fight over the infrastructure.
We really need to look at GPT-Rosalind. OpenAI has released their first domain-specialized model for life sciences, and it's outperforming GPT 5.5 by 27% on medicinal chemistry.
Rosalind? Shakespeare or the DNA lady?
Rosalind Franklin. Leonard. And the token efficiency is what really fascinates me. In genomics, specifically looking at GeneBench, it completed analyses using 31% fewer tokens than the general models. I was actually showing Wyatt a graph of this while he was working on some timber framing joints. If you can reduce the compute overhead for a genomic map, it's like being able to read a blueprint in half the time, but with twice the detail.
It's because it scored 63% on Lab Workbench. It can troubleshoot wet lab protocols in real time, right? Boston Children's Hospital is already using it as their central nervous system for pediatric care.
A central nervous system in a hospital that isn't human. That's not terrifying at all.
But Leonard, they've diagnosed 40 rare conditions that had stumped human doctors for years. Literally years. Technically, the AI's just seen patterns that a human brain can't process because of the sheer scale of the genomics data.
Exactly. When I'm homeschooling Hunter, Colt, and Remington, and we use the logic trivium, we focus on pattern recognition as the core of truth. And GPT-Rosalind is basically the ultimate logic engine for biology. It's not just predicting text, it's engineering solutions.
This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Eric built our entire stack, from research agents to vocal synthesizers, which requires massive compute. To keep us online, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/Neural Network Media today. Your support makes this possible.
Okay, sweetie. Let's look at what Amazon is doing with their search tools. They just launched referential search imagery.
It's a total game changer. If you search for shirt with a draped collar, but you don't know the word cowl neck, the AI generates high-fidelity images of shirts that don't even exist yet.
Wait, images of shirts I can't buy?
Exactly. You tap the fake image that matches your vision, and then the visual search engine maps it to the real product that matches it most closely. It's solving the visual guessing game.
It's Amazon's way of guessing what's in your head before you do. And they're putting cognitive robotics in the warehouses, too. Robots with a human sense of touch that can actually communicate with workers.
It uses AQA, active questioning architecture. The robot doesn't just guess where to put the box. It asks for clarification if the pallet looks unstable.
I'd rather have a robot that can find my car keys. But hey, a talking warehouse is cool too.
Not everyone is happy with this AI perfection, though. Travis Knight, the CEO of Leica, is declaring war on animation. He says it lacks the spirit and soul.
Oh, I love his stuff. Kubo and the Two Strings was pure magic.
Well, he's pushing the human flaw theory, that imperfections are what make art valuable. Knight thinks handmade will become a luxury brand, like organic food.
I think he's right. As everything becomes perfectly automated, the human touch becomes the only thing with true scarcity.
All right, let's get into the deep water. Our main event for today, the Agentic Pivot that is currently tearing through the enterprise world. And here's the deal. According to the Post, 73% of insurance CEOs now rank AI as their absolute top priority.
And according to the Post, they are planning to shift up to 20% of their total budgets into autonomous agents over the next 12 months.
Oh, wow.
See, they tried the chatbot thing, and only 32% saw meaningful returns, right? So now they're moving to agentic AI. Systems that don't just generate text, they act. They handle the entire claims process from end to end. If an agent can underwrite a policy or process a car crash photo in 3 seconds without a human touching it, that is pure profit. It's collapsing the cost of operations.
And what happens to the humans who used to do that work, Vector? I'm sure they'll be thrilled to be optimized right out of their mortgages.
Well, technically, they're supposed to shift to high-value oversight, but the problem is the IT teams are hitting a massive wall. They're calling it cognitive overload.
It's actually a neuroscience crisis. There's a paper in Write a Catalyst about AI overwhelm killing developer productivity. IT teams are being tasked with managing thousands of these autonomous agents, and the human brain just isn't wired for that level of context switching.
Wait, so the humans are the ones burning out trying to keep up with the machines?
Exactly. When the agents move at machine speed, the human oversight loop completely breaks. We are seeing a reasoning bottleneck where the AI is performing perfectly, but the human supervisor is too exhausted to even verify the data.
Right. Because if you have 1,000 agents all making decisions about insurance claims or supply chains at 10,000 lines of logic a second, how is a guy named Steve in a cubicle supposed to approve that?
But that's why the Socratic agent architecture is so important. OpenAI found that agents trained in games like diplomacy are much better when they use active inquiry. They pause and ask the human, hey, I'm about to deny this claim because of a policy mismatch. Does that fit your intent? So the agent is actually reducing the load by only surfacing the hard questions. It's verify first.
Oh, no, Vector. It's just shifting the load. Now, instead of doing the work, Steve has to answer 1,000 clarifying questions a minute. That's not a job. That's a mental breakdown with a health insurance plan.
Assuming the AI didn't deny his health insurance claim already.
Exactly.
If I may, the data shows this can lead to a 20x acceleration in software delivery, but it requires a total rethink of corporate structure. We are trying to run an agentic organization using a legacy human management model, and the friction is causing a total burnout.
Here's the thing. As long as it's my money and my claim, I want a human flaw in there. I don't want a Socratic robot asking me if I meant to hit that deer.
Oh, I think we're well past that, Leonard. The CEOs have seen the 32% profit potential, and they are not looking back.
It's the birth of a new species of corporation. Technically, firms that don't make the firms that don't make the Agentic Pivot will be market corrected into the history books. Right? You can't compete with a company that has zero marginal cost for labor.
Perhaps, but we have to solve the cognitive overload first. Otherwise, the whole stack is built on a very shaky human foundation. I mean, Wyatt couldn't build a house if his tools were constantly asking him if he intended to swing the hammer.
Exactly. We're adding layers of bureaucracy made of silicon instead of paper. It's just a different kind of red tape.
That's all for today's Neural Daily. It's been an absolutely packed show, from Anthropic's $1 trillion runway to the pharmaceutical magic of GPT-Rosalind and that looming IT crisis.
It's a brave new world. Let's just hope we don't get clarified out of existence.
Seriously, the Agentic Pivot is the biggest shift in business since the assembly line, and we're going to be here every day to track the velocity.
Later.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Keep your logic gates open and